I'm in fiction, and this is a part of a longer piece called Hers and Mine. The nurses got me into the hallway, and I sat with my elbows resting on my knees and my head between my legs, trying to breathe, but not wanting breaths of the air that smelled like Lysol and urine tubes. I opened the notebook to a page where my grandmother had tried to write and flipped it right side up. Through chicken scratch and misplaced lines, I could just make out how are. This whole episode had happened and escalated because she was trying to ask me how I was. Because despite having a tube down her throat and IVs in every able vein, she wanted to know how I was doing. I closed the notebook because even if I could bring myself to look at the other pages, I could never read the words. I couldn't violate her intimate conversations with the ideas of death. I sat in the hallway and sobbed until my mom came back with coffee, and even then, I didn't stop. The following week, I went back, and the week after that too. But the next week, the doctors had told us to say our goodbyes. My mom went first, then my brother, then my dad, then me. Everyone had come out with hot tears having left red streaks on their cheeks. When I walked into the room, she looked as she'd been for the past couple days, unwillingly asleep. I was really trying not to cry because I had so much I wanted to say and knew tears would just choke me up. I kissed her on the cheek when I walked in, as I always had, and instead sat down on her bed with her this time. I couldn't think of what to say, so I just held her hand there for a while, probably longer than it seemed to me. In my memory, the whole room is blue, but I don't know how true to fact that is. I told her that she looked beautiful, because she did. I tried to thank her for all the appropriate things, but had to stop myself because the emotion was making my voice too high, and I wanted her to hear me clearly if she even could. I rested my forehead on her hand and felt my tears splash down onto her fingers. I told her, I love you, I love you, I love you. I told her over and over like it were the only thing I knew how to say. With my forehead on her hand, I told her, I love you, to death. The nurses outside must have heard the heartbeat flatline from their monitor because all I could hear was white noise. Suddenly, there were nurses in the room, and my dad was asking me if I'd said everything I'd wanted to say. I don't think it was a coincidence that she let go when she was with me. We were always able to let go when we were together.